And then I got to end my night pretty soon because I'm not really feeling too well. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to jump in. Just unmute yourself. We'll record this and we'll put this on YouTube afterwards, as usual.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we recording?
Yeah, I think so. I have started recording just like during your speech. Yeah, so the last 28 seconds have been recorded.
Okay, great, perfect. Yeah, so hey, what's up, guys? So this is the 4th AMA that we're doing. We'll try out other platforms like Discord next time. I think we just got to warm you guys up to Discord first and get some more engagement in there. And yeah, I like Discord because of all the different tools in there. And for now, Telegram's great. And then we'll switch back and forth to Spaces as well. So yeah, the agenda is pretty much the same as usual. We'll just have a quick little crypto / AI market update. We'll talk about the headline for today, which is the Alpha Visuals V2 launch. Really excited about that. Just want to explain sort of what it is, why we did it, how it's relevant to our offer. In my opinion, it's not just some like fun game or tool for like creating PFPs. It's actually marketing, right? It's like core part of our marketing offer to other projects. And there's a lot of different reasons for that. So yeah, I want to go over that. We could do our usual update about like our B2B deals that are ongoing. We're always talking to new potential clients, potential partners. And although we don't mention them by name until they're official, we like to kind of go over how they're progressing and like the trials and tribulations that we have with them. And just so you know, like what our methodology is and like solving their issues. Probably some more development updates. I know we have some more social integrations, and then I can finish it off with like marketing. Yeah, Vladimir, anything on that agenda that I missed that you want to add to? Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry, I wanted to say like, yeah, everything is to the point. Yeah, maybe like in the end I will try to tease people a little bit with like some plans for the next week, but yeah, aside from this.
Okay, great. Yeah, anything notable in AI or crypto this week? I mean, we're looking a little more bullish, which is nice. I think we're holding up really well. Even though a lot of our marketing is still brewing, a lot of it's still ahead of us. I'll give you an update on marketing later. But yeah, I think markets are holding up well, and I think it just shows how strong our community is, how much support we have both in the community and on the charts. Yeah, any notable AI developments this week, Vladimir, that you want to go over?
I think like nothing specific like yet, but we have like multiple trends that will I think unfold in the coming weeks, and one of them is like Kolmogorov-Arnold networks. So like Kolmogorov and Arnold are Soviet mathematicians that like develop a lot of different math like stuff, and basically like recently we some scientists published like a new kind of neural network that tries to be more efficient than traditional like multi-layer perceptrons and like transformer models. And those examples that we see, they're still like really small, but promising. So like basically the problem with like all the AI models, AI stuff is that like training a huge model takes like millions of dollars, and of course like when you experiment and iterate, you can't afford to do this. But at the same time, a lot of neural network specific stuff depends on the scale. So basically like one of the reasons why neural networks are great is because like they scale really well, like at least those that we're using. So it's like it's not just that they're like smart on their own. It's just like the thing that unlike other statistical models, we can like make them really huge. So for example, there are also like decision trees, a lot of different other models, but the idea is that you simply cannot like make them large. If they are larger than like some specific size, they just stop working, or like they like start to spend like some crazy amount of compute and memory, etc., etc. And like neural networks are currently like this algorithm that takes like a lot of that could like scale to a lot of compute, a lot of data, and work efficiently. So when people are developing new models, of course they're trying to test them on their small size and really small examples to get grasp of like, is it working at all or not? And those new KN networks, they're like working on really small examples, and on those small examples they seem to be like 20% more compute efficient than the stuff that we currently have. So like now the question is like, will they scale? And now there are like different research groups that are experimenting with them, trying to make them bigger, implement like different algorithms, approaches, use this for like both image analysis, for some classification, and even trying to build like LLMs based on this technology. So now like we don't have any like certain results yet, but the overall trend seems promising. So if it like goes well like in the future, maybe we'll see some new architectures, basically the ways to have the models of similar capabilities that we have right now, but those that like require much less computational resources to achieve the same result. This would be like really cool. So, but we should see, because like we had a lot of different like promising neural architectures in the futures that worked great on small examples, but when you try to scale them up, they stopped working at all. Like capsule networks by Jeff Hinton, for example. So this basically the guy who originally invented backpropagation algorithm that is being used for training all neural networks that we have right now. One of the like most cited scientists in the world. He tried like after creating backpropagation back in the 70s, like right now he's still like trying to overcome his original creation and like create something even like better, more efficient. And he tried to implement like instead of backpropagation like forward algorithm that basically tries to do the same without expensive gradient computation, trying to do like capsule networks that could be like modular neural networks that you can combine. And they all worked on small examples, but when you try to scale them up, they didn't really work, and they didn't get any adoption. So it would be really interesting to see how those KN networks will go up. So like right now, they are not like a result per se, but they are an interesting thread that we keep an eye on. Yeah, we'll see how it will develop in the future.
Cool. And is that something we can incorporate into AlphaKEK?
Of course.
So
basically, yeah, if it works, that means that there will be a way for us to have like new version of Alpha LLMs that are exactly the same but 20% cheaper. That's cool, because that means like a more competitive offer for B2B, for example, and just faster service for the users.
Would you think it would replace one of the existing models, or would it be an additional model for a different use case, or
basically like on a really low level, that's just a new way to implement one of the kinds of layers that are already existing in LLMs. So basically we just take our LLMs that we already have and just replace some of the building blocks with new ones that are more efficient. So of course you need to like retrain all the stuff like from the ground up, but the idea is that you will get basically the same thing. So neural networks is still like a black box. You have inputs, outputs, and some like computational magic happens in the middle. So it will be still the same. It's just like this computational magic will be requiring 20% less GPU resources than before. And just this stuff like is great. Yeah, because like getting 20% for free, that's awesome.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we should go into the headline for today, which is the Alpha Visuals version 2. So, Vladimir, can you give a quick explanation of what it is, and maybe pivot to like the early version of the effects, which is like the retro effect, right? And we had a few of these. Those were effects because they're templated, but now we've gone into a more versatile, endless sort of setup for effects.
Yeah. So basically, what we did. So we saw that people really love like retro filter and like the idea of filters in general, because like it's 2024 now and people are more or less accustomed to like having the AI-generated images, but it didn't exist. So when you generate an image, you usually don't really have like an attachment to it like it was like before, like 2-3 years ago. But it's still interesting for people, and for myself included, to take some other pictures, not exactly AI generated, but sometimes AI generated, that I'm interested in, some reason that I find funny or hilarious or pretty or whatever, and then edit it somehow. So yeah, previously we had like retro, and I was using retro filter a lot, for example, for photos of various cars, for example. I really like the look, and I post like some of the best works that I like find in our group chat to our Telegram. You could try to check it out. So we have like about like 40 artworks from the community posted there by this moment, I think. So yeah, it was clear that we should like move in this direction, and after some like careful experimentation, like iterating with various models, and actually like writing some custom nodes and models, we came up to this current effect functionality, which is basically the way to edit the image while preserving the original structure, like in a very I don't know how to put it out, like robust maybe way. So for example, if you're taking about like facial features, if this is a photo of some person, or even a painting, whatever, or all like the face will still be like highly recognizable. So like you can edit yourself like however you want it. It's really funny. While testing this feature, I have created like tens of edits of myself. They're really funny. Maybe I will drop some in the chat later on. And
Well, I mean, for newer audiences, can we actually just go high level, like what Alpha Visuals is, what the use case is, and where we want to take it? And I could probably hint at that, because we're going from a general AI image generation use case. I mean, people are creating images for fun. I mean, that's basically, we're competing against Midjourney on that level. But, you know, as we go more into these effects, there's a more of a marketing meme use case, which I'll talk about. But yeah, if you could just describe like what it's being used for right now, and, you know, some of the basic functionalities, and then we can get into the effects after.
So as Vinny just said, the key purpose is to entertain ourselves. And on a high level, Alpha Visuals allows you to do like two things: generate images and like edit, transform images, apply AI effects. And so we have, first of all, like in both our Telegram and Discord bots, we have two commands, like image and image V. V stands for vertical, and image command generates you like a landscape image of whatever you prompt it to be, and vertical image does the same, but in a vertical format suitable, for example, for phone wallpaper. And if you don't write any prompt at all, we have a lot of multiple like cherry pick presets that we have created ourselves. So for example, if you just want to generate something but you are not sure from where to get started, you just run image without any prompt, any command, to already get some result. And for editing, previously we had a retro command that basically takes any arbitrary image and generates like a retro game version of it in like low polygon pixelized style. And right now we expanded this functionality to basically like support any arbitrary style that you like can even imagine. You can write like oil painting, you can write cyberpunk, you could if it's like some specific photo, you can just basically write what do you want it to be. So for example, like if you have a photo of yourself, I don't know, naked, for example, you could write like a photo of a guy like in a tuxedo, in a suit, like standing next to, I don't know, office, whatever, next to a Bugatti, and it will work. It will work for memes, of course. And retro mode is still here. Under the hood, it actually uses our own effects It just has like some predefined prompt that basically writes do like retro style image. So yeah.
Vladimir, yeah, speaking about under the hood, can you go into your background, you and Valerie's backgrounds on image generation? Because I don't think people really understand like how custom the image generator is.
Yeah, yeah. So like a lot of this stuff, like from organizing models, making it all work, it's all was done like by Valery, who's my brother coincidentally, and also like the developer of everything image related in AlphaKEK. So he, like over the past 2 years, I think he has trained or fine-tuned to 100 image diffusion models. So he has like an extreme expertise in training all this stuff, and like not just for generation images, but for editing them in some very specific ways. He actually had some of his artworks. So he is like really shy, and he like doesn't like to talk about a lot about this. But actually, some of his AI artworks were like being shown on exhibits, like an actual like art. He also like worked a lot with professional artists, graphics designers who are like recognizable in their field. Yeah, so he has a lot of experience both like on the programming side in terms of like how to operate generative image models, and he also has an experience of working with professional designers and leveraging all these models, not just for creating images, but for actually like leveraging the graphical design workflows. And I was mostly supporting us on the infrastructure side. So like under the hood, I think it's not such a secret. So under the hood, it's running a ComfyUI server that I heavily so basically ComfyUI. If you're used to, if you played around with Stable Diffusion, maybe you know such tool. With some heavily modified code to like optimize it for server-related purposes. So for example, like if you import a lot of stuff related to caching, to like reloading stuff, a lot of custom logic there. And yeah, right now it's running now in our cloud GPU cluster, and yeah, you could try to see how blazingly fast it is. I'm still like surprised myself.
And up to this point, the use case was it's a great on ramp for bringing in new members, entertainment, community engagement, content creation, basically the same use cases that you would have for like Dolly or like Midjourney, right? Simple social media posts, simple artworks. But with these effects, there is an intent to create like meme tech. It's a sort of I'll go over some of these use cases, but one of them is B2B outreach. I think when you hear the word AlphaKEK, it kind of merges like memes and AI, inherently in our name. And I think we can look at our image generator not just as like, content creation, but it's really like meme tech and a marketing strategy. It's like a meme engine, if you want to think about it that way. And I think a lot of crypto communities have image generators, in their Telegrams or Discords. And a lot of them aren't very good, but we know there's a demand for that because they obviously see a use for creating a lot of images that are on brand, personalized, that they can post with, right? Because nowadays with social media, if they grab attention, it's an attention economy, and I think people have really quickly realized that text can only do so much, so they moved on to images and also video whenever possible. But when it comes to video, there's a relatively high barrier to entry and a cost. So, but you see like a lot of meme projects, they're creating really high quality, like video, like personalized videos. You see this a lot in Solana. But I think the baseline now for like most projects, especially in the meme space, is graphics, personalized memes that are designed to engage with others. It's all about like building an emotional connection with your quote unquote target or with the audience that you're trying to approach. If anything, you're trying to get into, you're trying to be a part of that community, and you're trying to enter their mindset. And the best way to engage with them is to create something personalized, and it's like a gift. I think, one of the best projects to do this recently is with Dog with Coin. The way they grew, I've been watching them since they're at 100K, and I've actually engaged with them a couple of times early on. They didn't hire any KOLs. A lot of KOLs came on board and promoted them, but for the most part, they're bootstrapped. And the way they did that was just create these super fast, personalized memes, obviously putting on a hat, on different KOLs and different influencers, different projects, different mascots. So the question is, we know that formula works. What is that version for us using our strengths? And that's image generation, AI image generation. And that's the importance of these effects too. As we start experimenting with what effects are popular, what effects are work well, we can start standardizing them and productizing them. Because you start seeing a lot of filters really get popular, like the PS2 filter. So I think one of our approaches for content marketing is using these effects and approaching these communities and just gifting them these remixed works of art. A lot of our community members, they're very deep in the Miladies space. It's a very cult-like following, this NFT collection. There's Miladies and Remilios. But that community is all about remixing their collection and finding new different types of artwork and art styles. So that's something we have in mind, and we'll be doing that very soon with these effects.
Yeah, now when we mentioned video, I realized that I forgot to brag about my own achievements in the video space. Yeah, so basically I was talking about Valery a little bit because Alpha Visuals is basically his creation. But I'm somewhat of OG of AI graphics myself. I was presenting on NVIDIA GPU conference, GPU Technologies Conference in 2021 with my own image and video generator. It's because AI video generation in 2021 was an extremely niche thing, so I didn't actually saw anyone else making this, and we had our first experiments. So it wasn't able to be prompt controlled, so it was generating abstract art, and user was able only to control basically the colors and the sharpness and other parameters, but not as detailed. For example, I forgot the name of this guy, the one who was eating pasta in the AI video that went viral, Will Smith. So it wasn't possible to write a prompt Will Smith eating pasta, but still it was impressive enough to make it to the NVIDIA conference. And since then I was when AI images and videos really hit mainstream, I try to pivot a bit to more niche things, the ones that have lesser adoptions. I switched to astrophysics first, then while working on astrophysics, started working on large scale LAMP data analysis, and now we're here. But yeah.
There's a couple more points I want to make on Alpha Visuals too. There's 3 use cases for Alpha Visuals as a product. There's the enterprise use case, which is we're offering an API. So like we discussed last time, most products that we create, we want to create an enterprise version of that. We just do an API. So other projects will be able to generate, their own images or integrate with our Alpha Visuals API, especially if they're already creating images, right? So any sort of community who is trying to use DALL-E or Midjourney to create memes, or with the whole political meme movement, Politify, you see this a lot, right? Any sort of Biden or Trump, Telegram group, any sort of politician group. They're trying to create political memes. So the same way that we're trying to beat OpenAI, ChatGPT, Claude 3 in the crypto space for projects using those APIs of those major LLMs, we're trying to do a better job for the Web3's use case of image generation, which are memes, than Midjourney and Dolly. So it's sort of the same strategy. We're taking an API and trying to do it better for the Web3 community than the major ones. So that's point number one. On the consumer side, yeah, it's pretty simple. Just like a lot more fun, a lot more flexible image generation. But the third use case is actually for the holders, the community members, crypto investors and traders, which is better memes. And that's where the effects, the filters will come in, because it allows you to create highly personalized, good quality memes on the fly as you promote and you discuss your project, obviously us in this context, in social media, on Twitter. The last point I wanted to make was, I think we discussed like a mascot last time. Like, the goal for us is to get attention, obviously get eyeballs from other projects, and as a sales funnel, right? And I think a lot of us recognize that when it comes to utility projects, it's a bit restricted. You're kind of at a disadvantage because it's usually like a higher IQ conversation. You're dealing with like right curve type of people, whereas we know memes are like the biggest narrative in crypto, and that's like a very left bell curve kind of conversation. So to discuss high IQ conversations about, your utility, your tech in that format, in that space, is very difficult. So I think a lot of us realize we need like a visual component in our messaging, right? Really, any utility project needs a visual component to create that emotional attention and connection, whether it's like, love, hate, whatever, right? And we did have like an early like mascot, right? We had the Pepe, Cyberpunk Pepe. And the goal was because we wanted to create something interesting, fun, lovable, likable about our brand, our project. But with these effects that are coming out, I think it's actually better than having our mascot, because we're still trying to achieve emotional connection and engagement with our target. We're just doing it in a different way through personalized memes and effects. So we take their target, image, their PFP, run it through a filter, and then we reach out and give them basically this free artwork, right? That's like very high quality. So that achieves the same purpose. And I don't think we necessarily need a mascot right now, because we're going to rebrand anyways, and I'd rather wait until that direction is clear before we really lean into like a mascot and lead into a persona. Anything else you want to add to that, Vladimir?
No, it's pretty clear. So,
actually, one last thing, and we want to do this because if you think about your favorite utility plays, or even just really any utility plays, like, which ones stand out the most? And would you say that you have a strong emotional attachment to those utility plays? And if so, what are those attachments? Maybe you like the team, maybe it's the tech, maybe because you're invested, obviously. But besides that, like, if you look at like a list of all these logos, and then you throw some memes in there, the memes are going to stand out. So I think, using our alpha visuals as a meme engine is like a middle ground to bring in some of that same energy into a utility, project. So we could have the best of both worlds. Like, I think the reason why our chart is holding up so well is because people are confident, they're comfortable about the underlying business, about what we've built. They can see every single day. So, we just need to inject some more like emotional kind of connection and engagement, on top of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I have to say about the Alpha visuals.
Yeah, I think our team is our mascot, actually, because like unlike a lot of other crypto projects, we are fully doxed, so I don't see we have like AMAs like this. So I think we ourselves a mascot of AlphaKEK to some extent.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I've become a meme. Just kidding. Yeah. I should design an Asian Pepe. Actually, I already have one. Yeah, in my Telegram PFP.
Or maybe a filter that will like create everyone into Vinny.
Yeah. Yeah. You just need to add like chisel features and like washboard abs. And then yeah, you're Vinny. That's the filter. All right. Moving on.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to talk about some B2B deals in the pipeline?
We have so many things lately.
Yeah, the pipeline is getting big. It's not at the point where we're overwhelmed, but it's like we have to start getting picky now. But I think the trading bot use case is really good. Like we have probably the best candidate for partnering with the trading bot. And actually, the relationship goes two ways. Okay, so we're talking to this trading bot, and they're a pretty well-known name. It's a really strong team. They came out during the Unibot wave, and in my opinion, they didn't go to market as fast because they just want better quality. So we're in the situation where we're talking to this project who has a very high quality product, but they don't have a lot of exposure. And I think it's just a great relationship potentially in the works. But it's two ways, because one, we can strengthen their existing trading stack because they're not utilizing AI. And on the flip side, we offering trading ourselves is out of scope for an AI infrastructure project. That's not really an area that we want to get into, at least as of right now. So it's because it is truly a specialist type of work, right? Like managing a trading system with all the risk management, all the legalities, all the compliance, all the liability that comes with that. It is truly a specialist task, but we could still reap the benefits through a partnership with the trading bot. Like we don't need to manage it ourselves. We think it's a really good, trade-off. But anyways, yeah, we're talking to this trading bot, and we're discussing some different use cases, and especially when we talk to these different bots and different apps, it's a matter of just taking what we already have, all the different capabilities, all the different commands, in our toolkit, and seeing how we can strengthen their existing functionalities. There may be an element of they know exactly what they need from AI and have a custom requirement, and we'll have to decide at that point if it's worth doing like a one-off. And if we do like a one-off, integration or AI function, we can still productize that and offer that in the future in our toolkit or as an API. Vladimir, maybe you want to elaborate on potential.
Yeah. I think I can go back just for a moment and try to summarize like all this stuff. So like AlphaKEK, as Vinny said multiple times, and as like alpha next to Vinny's implies like, so AlphaKEK is about like finding alpha and insights with AI, and any insights should be actionable. And in terms of crypto, it's like simple, like executing trades, open an entry position, closing positions. And of course, so basically executing trades is out of our scope, because like we are not an exchange and we are not a sniping bot. We do some other data related stuff. So if you're not like analyzing and telling you and like giving you insights, and then like how to operate with these insights is up to the user to decide. But of course, having the convenience to like, it would be nice to like react to those insights in a single click, and that's what Okay, so now I've tried to be clearer than Vinny, but now I'm talking in enigmas myself. So basically, like if you used our T command, you probably like actually saw the first hint to what we actually are talking about. Yes, so you could try and actually like under some specific circumstances, the bot, like when we're using T command, bot will show you something, and that's directly related to what we are talking about. Okay, one more enigma. Sorry for that. But yeah, the idea is to once we have AI produced insights that we derived from all of our data from both Web 2 and Web 3, we want to provide our users, like on the B2C side, we want to provide our users with a simple way of reacting to this data, both in terms of buying something or selling something. We won't be like doing this ourselves because like your funds is your funds, but still like yeah, we've figured out a way to do this in a convenient way for users. And yeah, on the B2B side, so on B2C side, it's simple. Like there's an obvious need on the user side to do this stuff because like if you have like the most accurate bot that tells you like that gives you the best advice, you still need to follow this advice. So not a financial advice, just advice. And yeah, on the B2B side, yeah, of course, we have like our white label solutions page in our docs, and like white label kind of implies that we can that we can do an extra step if our customers wants it, and like if needed, we can do like 2 extra steps. And due to like the nature of software development and nature of crypto, who actually knows if it's like one-off or if that's a recurrent thing, because like for now it turned out that like every one-off stuff that we have ever developed, it actually turned out to be like a broader service. So like initially what we started to do for guys from Mayorview turned out to be like, yeah, our ability to actually connect any arbitrary external data to our fractal engine, and this way like integrate any knowledge base into our services. And retro filter that, yeah, also initially was hyped, now a generic effect filter. Generic in the sense that it's extremely versatile, not like in the sense that it's not great. It's really great. And yeah, I think like doing any one-off services is okay for us because like all of our potential customers are most likely to be somehow crypto-related projects, and crypto-related projects, they have similar needs, maybe not exact ones, but similar ones. So yeah, I think like any one-off stuff is a really interesting use case, both for our customers and for us. And I'm pretty sure that they will, like most of them, if not all, will turn out to be like not one-off, but actually some more widespread, more versatile compound feature stuff.
Yeah, I mean, one example of a one-off use case that we got was actually today. So this morning, a meme project wanted to use Alpha Visuals to take the traits of their base character, of their mascot, which is a dog with a very distinct set of fur, and they wanted to allow their members to add an input image, whether it's another animal, their own dog, or themselves, and we would spit out an image with it would turn that image into a it would give that image those traits. Basically, it would create. I mean, it's hard to say this without saying the name of the actual project or the actual thing. But yeah, basically, it would add the fur onto to you or to your dog or to an animal. So in that use case, yeah, it's a one-off, and it's like it's unlikely that other projects would need that exact set of fur. But at least the process and the templating could be repeated in the future. So if we nail down that use case of like taking a trait, adding it onto an input image, then we could actually turn that into a service or a product in the future. So yeah, no one-off use cases off the table. We'll always look at it, and there's an opportunity to productize it and to offer it to other people, no matter how niche it initially starts out. Now, if we're doing a bunch of like custom work, then yeah, we'll have to reassess. If it's a big project, then obviously, we'll consider as well. Cool. Do you want to talk about marketing? I can get into marketing real quick. So for marketing, we have two major campaigns coming up. Alpha Visuals version 2 marketing campaign, planning a trailer, probably some press releases, and then B2B outreach. I've already talked about our meme content strategy, but we're looking to target very specific communities, miladies, for example, who have a very distinct image, and just generate a bunch of content for them and then gift it to them through our community, obviously, in a very organic way. The second campaign is our AI models. So we haven't truly officially announced our AI models. The last press release we did was our API is available, but really the API and the models go hand in hand. So we are going to announce the AI models version of the press releases. So we'll have a press package go out. We'll reach out to projects that we've been in discussions with that have gone, that need to be warmed up again. And maybe a few more ads. We'll probably do another set of AMAs as well to showcase that. What else? We will start doing more YouTube content, like tutorials, internally as well as through third parties. Rebrand is still in progress. So, we're in the middle of rebrand. Name is still staying the same. New website. So that's going to be, a slower process, but it is going. And those are probably the most important things. More trending campaigns also. Yeah, we have a trending campaign starting in about a week or so on one of the major coin listing sites, probably CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. Those are very in demand right now, but we were able to find a slot. So also, one thing we're experimenting with is regular search ads on Google or Microsoft to specific keywords, like they call them long tail keywords, where there's high buyer intent. Let's just say, AI models for crypto. That type of person searching for that is probably very low volume because it's a very niche kind of request, but we fit the bill, right? It's highly targeted. So I think that's a really good test case for PPC ads, for, search ads. And we'll be targeting keywords that we know, like, we are aligned with, and therefore there'll be a high conversion rate, right? Mostly for B2B. I think for consumers, it's a different, marketing strategy. And obviously to investors, right? It's a completely different marketing strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. These are like audiences that land on the same website at the end, but they have absolutely different values and capabilities. Yeah, so we should keep this in mind.
It's three audiences. Yeah, it's enterprise, it's consumer users of the app, and it's investors who care about token. But let's open it up for questions. I don't have much else to cover. I wanted to keep this short and sweet.
Have you covered rebrand? I forgot.
I did mention that. We have, we're in ongoing calls with the design studio based in Europe. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. It's going well. They're very, very happy with the information we've given them, the direction we've given them, references. It's actually a really good process. Like, this rebrand has helped us crystallize exactly who we are, what we offer.
Yeah.
It's forced us to create the docs site, right? And now it's, I think, a lot clearer, and we're constantly refining and removing confusion, making the structure clear so that the information can travel properly, right? Organically, so that you guys can go out there and, explain what AlphaKEK is in layman's terms or in a very concise way. Whereas before it was a little bit unclear what we do. Now you know exactly what products we offer, both to B2C as well as enterprise, what we offer to developers in terms of our API, even down to like pricing, what our capabilities are, right, with crypto research, image generation, even some of our like core tech, like Fractal, our data engine. You can read about that. And it's also helped us work on like marketing language. So, I think we still haven't gotten that main tagline down. Like, we've used terms like, your Web3 Copilot. We've referred to ourselves as like the OpenAI of crypto, at least in terms of our business model. And I think that still works. That's still good, but it can't be our tagline, right? It's more of like your messaging, right, when it comes to social media. So we're still refining. I'm playing around with this line, like, for the tagline of the website, the AI infrastructure layer of Web3. Yeah, we need something simple. We need something aggressive, but also still objective and like accurate.
Yeah.
So these are just like examples of things that we've had to go back and forth on with our branding people.
Yeah. Actually, like, some people probably remember we have a couple of OGs here, but initially on the landing page we have the words like multimodal AI platform with decentralized governance, and sometime later we try to simplify it, because like when we try to pitch this on like Fortune Biz, people like were basically like laughing, not even trying to comprehend what does it mean. It seems like we're slowly sorting back, because like we are actually a platform now with the API. We are actually multimodal, and we formally have decentralized governance. We have the DAO. It's not really active yet, but I think that's because we have a really clear way of what should we do like now. So there is no need for community to be like involved in this like direct voting sense, because the feedback that we are getting is like really consistent. There is no conflicts, no need for like such hot debates, discussions to appear, because like right now everyone is on the same page. That's really cool.
Yeah, I think all interests are mostly aligned, just based on feedback. I mean, if somebody was dissatisfied, they would tell us. But I mean, we're taking feedback every day, even for small things like the formatting of like your messaging or your bot messages are not correct, and we'll fix it right away. So when it comes to like bigger like governance related things, we haven't really seen any conflicting feedback yet. And obviously it's working. I mean, we're profitable. We're getting B2B traction. People are working with us, so I think we're on the right track.
Hey, I have a question, if I can get in.
Hey, what's up, Keho?
Yeah, sure.
Hey. So I've heard a lot of these B2B, business to business side, but is there a way to go and check like what can we see?
You want to know who they are or what we're building?
Yeah, because I don't really know like what's going on in the B2B side. So
yeah, I mean, the purpose of these AMAs is to explain the development process of these B2B relationships in the pipeline, and like the trials and tribulations, the successes that we've had, and what we're building for them without mentioning their names. One, because they wouldn't want that. Yeah. So, and I apologize if I'm like being enigmatic or like too vague. It's just a weird dance I'm doing because, the nature of these relationships, they're still ongoing.
Sorry, that's Michael from you. Okay, just working now.
Hey,
let's go.
Yeah, like agreements aren't finalized. They're still ongoing. There's still deliverables that need to be given. So it's we just can't disclose names, but we try our best to kind of explain the types of businesses these are, whether they're bots or projects or ecosystems, memes, for example, and then exactly what we're building for them, but without saying their name. So,
yeah, there is a Russian saying, "Don't say hop before you actually jumped." So that's kind of the same for us. It's like once we do the jump, we'll like disclose, like there will be like an announcement.
Yeah. We also don't want to over promise and under deliver. I mean, that's bearish, right? So if we say we're doing something for somebody and then for some reason we don't, just because it wasn't a good fit or we didn't want to, people have this expectation or this reliance on this narrative. So, we'd rather just not try to capture that now and get it later when it's official.
Right. But I mean, I totally agree with that. If you're going to have a partnership or you're working on building something, it's better to not mention it too early because people don't like it when it gets canceled. But I was more talking about the B2B that's already going on. So you mentioned that there already is some businesses that are working with you, like you mentioned being profitable.
Yeah, I think what we can do next time is we'll list out all the different categories of the clients/partners that we are working with, and we'll just break it down, like that are official, that are pending, that are prospective, and we'll just go through those steps because it's a little bit disorganized right now because I'm just kind of going randomly based off of what we're most excited about, the trading bot, the inquiry that we got this morning from this meme project. But yeah, on the next AMA, we'll list it out more objectively.
Yeah, another issue is like our collaboration is actual B2B integration, not just retweeting like some projects do. So like when we say that someone is working, that also means that people are started using our API, but they are in the process of actually integrating and basically integrating our infrastructure into theirs. So it could be that we did everything from our side to start this collaboration, and they are working on their side. So they are already working with AlphaKEK API, but they are not really. But they are not ready yet to disclose that they're doing this because they are not done yet.
Yeah, for example, we're talking to a marketing advisor company, and they have different marketing bots that post on social media, Telegram, Twitter, even 4chan, I think Reddit as well. And they have their own uncensored model. They're also using other APIs too, but they're testing our API for the very first time. And everything's done on our end. It's just a matter of them using ours, A/B testing the output, and then giving us feedback. And they just started giving us feedback for the first time. And there's things that we want to refine. They use the wrong model. For example, for an accident, they use the Nexus model for crypto research, but they should have been using the Versa model, which is more for content generation. That we use for building personas. So yeah, it's stuff like that. We don't really do marketing collabs. Usually if someone says, hey, we want to do a collaboration with you, we'll ask, okay, let's take a look at your project. How can we integrate with you, and vice versa? How can we add AI into your project? And if they don't know, then it's like it's a marketing collab, which doesn't really make much sense. At the very least, we offer them something like a white label bot or something, or even just a regular bot in their group. So yeah, we'll be more organized during this segment if you're interested in the B2B side next time. We just gave 2 examples today, just based on time, but we can go over the entire spectrum.
Yeah, and hopefully there'll be more updates like next week.
Yeah.
To share.
I mean, they're slow-moving conversations just based on how deep we have to integrate with them, and there's many deliverables, especially if it's an ecosystem. We're like literally going through thousands of documents, public and private documents that they want for their custom knowledge base. And then, they have feedback. But even though it's a long sales cycle, we're casting a wide net. So it's just a matter of when they actually drop.
Yeah. Darth was trying to say something a few minutes ago. Please go ahead.
I think Vinny answered it. I was about to ask that. I understand we cannot disclose the name of the potential clients for many reasons. I can understand that, but I was just wondering, which segments are expressing the more interest, like it's the infra, or the DeFi projects or something. I was just curious about it, but yeah, I think Vinny answered it that eventually at some point we'll publish that information that these are the people we are working with, and from these sectors and so on. So yeah, so that is fine. Yeah, I think I already answered it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we could answer like which segment has the most interest. Yeah, there's just so many permutations. We'll have to list this out next time.
Yeah, I was curious about one thing that I have been checking many of the other AI projects also. Almost everyone, in fact, everybody is using one of the available APIs like OpenAI and Llama and a bunch of things. And many of the people do not even know the difference that under the hood they are using the standard APIs, and which means they'll have to pay those APIs, and they are restricted by the limitations of those APIs. Most of the people don't seem to be even aware of something like that, and something like AlphaKEK, where we are building everything on our own. So the people that you are talking to, do they actually like understand this difference, and do they appreciate this difference really? Or they are like, I don't care, man, whether it's OpenAI or AlphaKEK or whatever it is, we don't care, we don't really understand, as long as it works, it is fine. Or is it like, I'm just kind of curious that people seem to have very little knowledge about this difference.
Yeah, that's actually true for some B2B markets as well, especially like for big enterprises. So like I think like it's kind of horseshoe. So like the smaller you are, like I don't know, as in crypto, then the less you care, and it also works. I mean, if you are just if you have very little experience, like you can not understand the difference, but I suspect it works like on the very other opposite as well. If you are really huge, you also don't care much because you are already huge. At least it's true for like enterprise in big tech in general. So like very often people simply don't care. It's like they have some solution like available, and that's it. They don't even try to compare because like they have so many problems, the issues to solve in their business, that like just having a solution is enough already. It's like they but yeah,
right.
we anticipate this as well. We both have like experience working in B2B sector, so yeah, we'll address this.
Yeah, I think it depends on the market. So like the markets who have incorporated like AI into the businesses, but know they want to, it's a strong offer because we actually can help them leapfrog and take care of like 80% of their AI development or deployment, infrastructure right off the bat. So they save a ton of work. Two, they are using AI already, and just want the output to be much better. This is very relevant for like trading bots or anything investment related, because they want to stay competitive, right? They're constantly looking for more and better edge. I think the more difficult segment, which requires more salesmanship, is like the personalized chatbot arena, like the market that Pal AI is going after. One, because a lot of projects are just satisfied with just very generic vanilla output. They don't realize it's actually much better, more potential, more commands, more crypto research. So again, I hate to be vague again, but we refer to a small blockchain, but it is a layer 1 blockchain, who has a chatbot. But the chatbot doesn't even provide like simple price data for different tokens. So I don't think the bot even has like a DEX integration, DEX Screener or CoinGecko integration. I don't know if they built the bot themselves or if they're relying on a third party like PAL or AIX. But for an ecosystem, they've been satisfied with this bot so far. So it does take some selling for us. So we have to basically, in our pitch, we come up with some example output. Here's our output when we ask a question through our bot, and here's what your bot says. Your bot says, oh, I don't have this information. I don't have price data, right? Our bot says this, and this. So we have to kind of like show them the value of it. But there's ways to do that. It's like they have a token. So the example output we're giving them is about their token. So it's like our bot is doing a better job of selling your token than your own bot is. So it makes sense, especially if we're gifting it to them in exchange for marketing exposure and cross promotion. We're in a position where we don't need to charge them a lot of money for this, especially because it's easy for us to do. So yeah, I think if it comes to like a blockchain, it's worth us going down this market that competes with PAL. And we don't, necessarily need like the same,
I think
same revenue.
I think to some extent it depends upon the people who are using the bots also. I've been in some of the Telegram groups of certain infra projects like blockchains itself, core L1 blockchains, and people don't ask even the basic questions. They just want to care about the price only. If somebody says that, okay, we have an EVM and you have 200,000 TPS, nobody even asks the question, how the hell are you getting 200,000 TPS on an EVM? Everyone is like, wow, 200,000 TPS and we are going to 10 billion market cap. That's it. After that, the entire discussion is only about the price, price and number of holders and things like that. Nobody even bothers how you are achieving 200K TPS and how is it possible? Are you doing parallel processing? How many valid? Nobody cares actually. I mean, that's a general impression that I get. So even if your bot is so sophisticated, probably it won't have enough audience to leverage those capabilities. So that's probably the reason the projects don't care. Like Vinny, you said, it is like left shift, right shift, something you're talking right about the IQ thing. So the average IQ of the community is only at the level of a meme coin. It doesn't matter whether your AI is super sophisticated and whatever the hell it is. They are only at the level of meme coin. So okay, that's just my general impression based on what I observed. But yeah. Thanks for your answer. It makes lots of sense.
I think Keyhole also implied something like this when he originally asked his questions regarding B2B. I agree. So, simple answer for B2B, we are better at making your token price go up than your own bot. Yes, Vinny just said. And we mentioned like alpha visuals in B2B a lot, and don't cover like B2C and trading features like really. But as we posted, I don't know, 1 or 2 days ago, like now like another big focus like is improving Alpha Toolkit, and that's basically Alpha Toolkit is everything that's related to actually trading. And now that's our primary focus. So like Alpha Visuals V2 was a huge milestone. We probably will see a couple of minor updates regarding like your feedback, just to make it even better than it was before, but nothing like drastical. And for now, yeah, while we are working on B2B because we actually have the API now, but we also like since we have the API, we are going back and concentrating on trading features for like the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, just to respond to Darth, I do recognize that there is a risk that we are providing like too much to their community or that they might not use. Like, what's the point of having all these features if the community just doesn't ultimately care about all these certain commands? That is true because when we're not just us, but any company, whether it's PAL or us, offering custom or white label bots to a project, the main use case, the first use case, is really community engagement. It's just having something in that persona of that project, answering basic questions to onboard them. Then I would say the next level of the use case is like crypto research. So the community might want to actually get alpha and learn things and trade upon that, right? So we want to offer just enough to that ecosystem. Let me put it this way. The client isn't their audience, it's them. So we just have to make sure that the ecosystem is satisfied with what we're offering. So yeah, we might have a simplified version of like our bot. It'll be white labeled, but it'll be in character. It will answer basic questions about their knowledge base, and that's sufficient. When it comes to like doing sentiment analysis, like all these things we have planned for our alert bots, you're right. Like if they're a meme project or a regular ecosystem, they care more about the price, not necessarily the utility behind the bot. So yeah, we do recognize that. And I think distributing all those alpha tools through the chatbot, I think we've already agreed that that's not the most optimal way. It's through the toolkit. It's through the alert system. So that's why we created the Alpha Toolkit. It's to standardize and productize all the things you can find in the Alpha chat, for finding alpha, but as like dedicated spoon-fed alerts. So yeah, I just want to acknowledge that I understand like your concern, and I'm not going to make the logical fallacy of like overselling, all these features. Cool, guys.
Seems like a lot of stuff. Seems like a lot of stuff for the Friday evening.
Yeah.
Not at evening for me, so it's okay.
Yeah, sorry. For Friday, hopefully it's Friday more or less for everyone.
Yeah. Any big plans for the weekend, guys? Vladimir, any big plans?
Yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed and proud and proud at the same time. But I have a birthday tomorrow. But like,
your birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But it's like just happened to some circumstances that like both my like family and girlfriend are not here in Cyprus right now. They will come later, and I will celebrate a little bit later. So I think like tomorrow I will just buy a cake and we'll be eating cake and coding AlphaKEK.
Yeah. That's my ideal birthday party. My birthday was actually last week, so yeah, we're not too far apart on the 4th.
It's a bit philosophical, but actually, like, I don't know, I don't really stick to dates. I think it's better to stick to deeds and events, to real achievements. Because I lived through one more year. That's cool, of course, but there are some bigger achievements like lying around that are already achieved or like soon to be, and I think when we will hit like 100 million, that basically will be the day I will be reborn as a basically new kind of human, and this will be my true day.
Well, for me, turning 37 is my biggest achievement. It's at the top of my resume on my LinkedIn. That's
nice.
Yeah.
And I will turn 27. So yeah, that's like it's 10 years difference exactly. Yeah, really interesting.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
Hope you have a good one. Yeah, I guess I'll be partying with you at my desk as well.
Yeah.
Happy
early
birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys. Yeah, thanks for joining us on this Friday. We'll do it Thursdays moving forward.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon, and have a great weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
See ya.
See you.
Cheers, guys.